TitleMatchNetwork.com.
You also worked with Great Muta.
Yeah.
And you won the NWA title from him.
Yeah.
What are your memories of working there? Actually, you touched earlier on about going to Japan, and you worked actually in WCW with Hashi and Hashimoto and all.
Yeah.
And what was it like working with the Japanese guys?
See, I was always the guy in that position that got to work with the guys. You know, I wasn't the teacher, but I was the guy that knew how to work. So I got put with these guys, you know, to learn the style, you know, to learn what we're doing.
Right.
And Hashimoto, you know, which man, I just saw him in Japan. I was just over there on tour, and I saw Muta. Muta, you know, in my opinion, you know, it had some, you know, some of the greatest abilities in the ring. You know, he's up there with Steamboat as far as ring ability, but sometimes his heart, you know, wasn't really into what he was doing because he was away from home so much, and I'm sure that he missed his family, you know, and it was things like that, and I understand that, you know.
Right.
Hey, I'm one of the guys, you know, that just, you know, see ya, you know. So you know, he's handled himself well, and he is. I believe that he's doing some stuff with WCW now, but he is. He kind of went away for a while, and he's come back, and he is a complete different character. And I passed him in the hallway about 2 weeks ago in the Tokyo Dome, and I didn't recognize him. And then it hit me about 10 minutes later, that was Muta. I went looking for him. I went back and I had to find him, and he was way off in the back, you know, of the Tokyo Dome. This building's huge, you know, it holds 70,000 people. So I'm looking for him, and I find him, and I said, "Man, I didn't recognize you." And he said, "I know." He said, "I know, but man, he's if he'll put his heart back into it, he can be so over here in the States."
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Working as a heel the way he looks, you know, that eventually he'll get so over as working as a heel that he'll be a babyface, like almost, you know, like Austin, and he has the ability to do that.
Now, you left again, I believe, NWA for a little bit, and you eventually came back to be the mystery guy against Ric Flair. Why did you leave? Were you injured, or you just need time off?
I'm trying to remember.
I think it was you were the mystery guy to feud with Flair for the NWA title.
You know, I'm trying to. If we could put a date on it, you know, I might know better.
I don't remember. Do you remember?
You know, there were a couple times where I went out with some injuries. You know, I've had my knees done. My left knee I've had completely redone, you know, 3 times. And I've had my wrist done. The thing where we shot the angle with Arn,
right,
you know, where he slammed my hand in the cardboard,
yeah.
Which was, I worked about a week earlier. We were doing a TV in a town just south of Atlanta, Columbus, Georgia, and I gave a guy a bulldog, and it broke my wrist. It broke 2 bones in my wrist and in my hand. So I talked to Dusty. I said, "Okay," I said, "you know, I'll tape the thing up and I'll work." I said, "But we got to turn this into an angle, you know, because I got to go have this thing fixed." You know, but here's right here, you know, this scar. It's kind of hard to see, but it's from here to here. And I went to a hand specialist in Jacksonville, Florida, and you know, he told me, he said, this is going to be a long time healing. He said, because there's so many bones in the hand and the wrist, you know, this is, you know, it's really kind of complicated. So he had to shorten the let's see, the radius on the radius bone on my arm. He had to shorten it 1/2 inch. So he had to cut 1/2 inch off the end of the bone, and then he had to remove 2 of the bones in the hand here called, I believe they're, oh geez, it's not meniscus. It's
metacarpal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's anyway, he had to remove them. If you can see right there, you can see a hole in my wrist, but he had to take complete bone, you know, out. So I'm missing like 3 bones out of the wrist. So that might have been the time, because I came back before I was supposed to. I was supposed to go through therapy and, go do all this training to drive 100 miles to Jacksonville every day and do this therapy. But instead, I taped the thing up, and that's why for years, I think for about 4 years after that, I always had my right hand taped. Yeah, I had it from there to there, to where, like a taped fist. But that's why I did it. And it just, I don't know why I quit taping it, but I mean, the thing is, I think I forgot about it being an injury when my knees blew out, so.
TitleMatchNetwork.com